The Riverside Manor ballroom was perfect. Cream-colored linens, gold-rimmed china, and centerpieces of white roses and hydrangeas. 200 guests in formal attire, champagne flowing, a 12-piece orchestra playing soft jazz during cocktail hour. My sister Vanessa's wedding was everything she dreamed of since we were kids. I'd made sure of that. My son Marcus, 13 years old and uncomfortable in his rented tuxedo, sat beside me at table 1, the VIP table directly in front of the head table where Vanessa and her new husband would sit. My mother was on Marcus's other side, adjusting her napkin. My Uncle Robert sat across from us, already on his 3rd scotch. "This is beautiful," Mom said, looking around. "Vanessa must be so happy." "She should be," I said quietly. I'd seen every invoice. Venue rental, $12,000. Catering for $200, $24,000. Photography and videography, $8,000. The band, $6,500. Flowers, $7,000. And on. The final number had been $83,400. I paid every single bill. Not contributed. Not helped with. Paid in full. Vanessa had come to me 8 months ago, crying. "The wedding costs are out of control. David and I can't afford what I want. We have to scale back everything. It'll look cheap." "How much do you need?" I'd asked. "Maybe $20,000 for the venue and catering." "Send me the vendor contacts. I'll handle it." Her face had lit up. "Really? Amanda, you're saving my life. I'll pay you back, I swear. Don't worry about it. It's your wedding. You should have the day you want." Over the following months, every vendor contacted me directly. I paid deposits, final payments, and rush fees for last-minute changes Vanessa requested. She knew I was helping, but I don't think she understood the full scope. She was busy being a bride, picking flowers, tasting cakes, and having dress fittings. I was busy making sure her perfect day happened. The ceremony had been beautiful. Vanessa looked stunning in her $4,200 dress. I paid that bill too, though she thought our father had covered it. Now we were at the reception, waiting for the bride and groom to make their entrance. That's when security approached our table. 2 men in dark suits with earpieces, the venue's security team. They stopped behind Marcus's chair. "Excuse me, young man," one of them said. "We need you to move to a different table." Marcus looked up, confused. "What? Why?" It turned around. "There's been some mistake. This is table 1. My son is supposed to be here. We have instructions from the bride. She's requested he be relocated." Before I could respond, Vanessa herself appeared, still in her dress, her face flushed. She must have seen us from wherever the bridal party was waiting to enter. "Amanda, I need Marcus to move. Table 17 in the back. There's been a seating adjustment." "A seating adjustment?" I kept my voice level. "Van, he's your nephew. This is the family table." "I know, but we have some very important guests who need these seats. David's boss, some major clients. Marcus will be fine in the back. There are other kids there." "Important guests," I repeated. "More important than your sister's son?" "It's not like that. It's just, strategically, these seats matter. For David's career, you understand." "No, I don't understand. Marcus is 13. You're asking him to sit in the back of the room, away from his family, at his aunt's wedding." Vanessa's expression hardened. "It's my wedding, Amanda. I get to decide where people sit." "Security, please escort him to table 17. One of the security guards reached for Marcus's chair. My son stood quickly, his face red, trying not to cry. "Van, this is ridiculous," I started, but she was already walking away. Uncle Robert, who'd been watching this entire exchange, took another sip of his scotch and looked at Marcus. "Know your place, kid. Some people are VIP, some aren't. Better you learn that now." Marcus grabbed his place card, the little calligraph card with his name on it, and walked toward the back of the ballroom. The security guards followed him like he was a problem guest being removed for bad behavior. I watched my son navigate between tables, past the dance floor, past the bar, all the way to the very back corner where table 17 sat in the shadows. Other guests watched him walk. Some whispered. I sat back down and stared at my empty plate. Mom touched my arm. "Amanda, I'm sure she didn't mean. She meant it exactly how it sounded." The G's voice boomed through the speakers. "Ladies and gentlemen, for the first time as husband and wife, please welcome Mr. and Mrs. David Morrison." The ballroom erupted in applause. Vanessa and David entered through the main doors, waving and smiling. They made their way to the head table, right in front of where I sat, and took their seats. Dinner was served, expensive plates of filet mignon and Chilean sea bass. I barely tasted mine. I kept looking back at table 17, where Marcus sat with a group of teenagers he didn't know, picking at his food. After dinner, the G announced toasts. David's best man went first, telling funny stories about their college days. Everyone laughed. Then Vanessa's maid of honor shared sweet memories about their friendship. Then the G said, "And now, the bride's sister, Amanda, would like to say a few words." I hadn't planned to give a toast. Vanessa hadn't asked me to, but the microphone was being brought over to my table, and everyone was looking at me expectantly. I stood up and took the microphone. "Thank you," I said. My voice echoed through the speakers. 200 faces turned toward me. "I want to start by saying how beautiful Vanessa looks tonight. This wedding has been everything she dreamed of. The venue, the flowers, the food, all of it is absolutely perfect." Vanessa beamed at me from the head table. "I'm so happy I could be here to see it," I continued, "especially since I paid for every single bit of it." The smile froze on Vanessa's face. The $12,000 venue rental, the $24,000 catering bill for these beautiful meals you've all enjoyed, the $8,000 for photography and video, the $6,500 for the orchestra, the $7,000 in flowers, the bride's dress, the alterations, the invitations, the transportation, the open bar you've all been enjoying, every single invoice, every single deposit, every single final payment. All of it. I paid for this entire wedding. The total was $83,400. The ballroom was completely silent. Vanessa asked me to help 8 months ago, and I did. I paid for her perfect day because I wanted her to be happy, because she's my sister, and I love her. I paused and looked directly at Vanessa. Her face had gone from white to red. But 20 minutes ago, my sister had security escort my 13-year-old son to the back of this ballroom because he doesn't belong at the VIP table. Because some clients and business contacts are more important than her nephew, her family. I turned to look at the back of the room where Marcus sat, every head in the ballroom following my gaze. My son is sitting at table 17 in the shadows at a wedding I funded entirely. And when he was being removed, my Uncle Robert told him to know his place, to understand that some people are VIP and some aren't. I looked back at Uncle Robert, who had suddenly become very interested in his drink. So I want to make sure everyone here understands who's VIP and who isn't. The bride and groom? They contributed exactly $0 to this event. Vanessa's parents? 0. David's parents? 0. The important clients sitting at table 1? They're here because I paid for their meals. I could see some of those clients shifting uncomfortably in their seats. Every person in this room is eating food I paid for, drinking wine I paid for, sitting in a venue I rented, because I wanted my sister to have a beautiful wedding. And in return, she had my son removed from the family table like he was an uninvited guest. Vanessa stood up. "Amanda, stop this right now." "I'm almost done," I said. "I just want everyone to know who funded this perfect day, because apparently knowing your place matters. And my place, Vanessa, was writing checks for 6 months so you could have everything you wanted. Marcus's place was sitting with his family, but you decided his place was in the back, in the dark, away from everyone who matters." I set the microphone down on the table and walked toward the back of the ballroom. Every single person watched me walk. The orchestra had stopped playing. Conversations had died. Even the catering staff stood frozen, waiting to see what would happen next. I reached table 17 and held out my hand to Marcus. "Come on, buddy. We're leaving." He took my hand immediately, standing up. His eyes were wet, but he wasn't crying anymore. We walked back through the ballroom together. As we passed the head table, Vanessa tried to speak. "Amanda, please, you're ruining." "I'm ruining what, exactly?" "The wedding I paid for." "You can't just leave. You're my sister. And Marcus is your nephew. But that didn't matter 20 minutes ago when you had security remove him." I kept walking. Behind us, I heard the chaos starting. Voices rising, people talking loudly, David trying to calm Vanessa down, Uncle Robert saying something about overreactions. We walked out the main doors of the Riverside Manor, through the elegant lobby, and out to the parking lot. In the car, Marcus finally spoke. "Mom, did you really pay for all of it?" "Every penny." "Why?" "Because I thought family was supposed to support each other. I thought if I could give your aunt her dream wedding, I should." She kicked me out. "I know, baby. I'm so sorry." Uncle Robert said I should know my place. Uncle Robert is an idiot who's never paid for anything himself. Don't listen to him. We drove in silence for a few minutes. Then Marcus said, "Everyone's going to talk about this forever." Probably. Was it worth it? Ruining her wedding? I thought about that. I didn't ruin her wedding. I paid for her wedding. She ruined it by treating you like you don't matter. And yes, it was worth it. Because you need to know that I will always stand up for you. No matter what, no matter who. Vanessa texted 17 times over the next 2 days. The messages went from angry to pleading to angry again. "You humiliated me in front of 200 people. Everyone is talking about it. David's boss thinks we're broke. Please call me. We need to fix this. I'll apologize to Marcus. Just please tell people it was a misunderstanding. You're my sister. How could you do this to me?" I didn't respond to any of them. David's mother called, which surprised me. "Amanda, I know this isn't my place, but I wanted to thank you." "For what?" "For paying for the wedding. I had no idea Vanessa had asked you to do that. And I wanted to apologize for what happened to Marcus. If I'd known, I would have said something." "Thank you. That means a lot." David told me what the final costs were. $83,000 that's extraordinary generosity. Vanessa should have treated you like the blessing you are. After we hung up, I felt slightly better. At least someone understood. A week later, I received a check in the mail, $83,400 from David. The note said, "Amanda, I didn't know about the seating situation until your speech. Vanessa told me she handled family seating and I didn't ask questions. What happened to Marcus was wrong. Please accept this as repayment for the wedding. David." I deposited the check and donated it all, $83,400, to Big Brothers Big Sisters in Marcus's name, an organization that helps kids find mentors and support. Marcus saw me write that donation check. "You gave it all away?" There are kids out there who need to know someone thinks they're VIP, that someone will fight for them. Like you fought for me, exactly like that. 3 months later, Vanessa came to my house to apologize. "I'm sorry," she said, standing at my door. "David made me understand how cruel I was. I thought I was being practical, his boss, those clients, but I prioritized them over family, over Marcus, over basic human decency. You need to apologize to Marcus." I called him down. Vanessa stood. "Marcus, I'm so sorry. What I did was cruel and wrong. You're my nephew and I love you. I should have made you feel welcome and valued. Instead, I made you feel like you didn't matter." Marcus looked at me. I nodded. "Okay," he said quietly. "Apology accepted." After she left, Marcus asked, "Do you think she really meant it?" "I think she's starting to understand. That's a beginning." "Mom, thanks for the speech. It was kind of awesome." I smiled. "You're welcome." Some weddings are about love and family. Some are about business contacts and strategic seating. And some become cautionary tales about what happens when you forget the difference. Vanessa's wedding became that story, the one people tell about priorities, gratitude, and how you treat the people who love you. And Marcus learned that his mother would walk away from anything, even an $83,000 party, before she'd let him sit alone in the dark. That's worth more than any VIP table.